Hi there. I am the new storyteller. The old storyteller has gone on a permanent vacation and having a wonderful time. Maybe one day we'll all get to go visit with him. Anyway, since I happen to be a girl, I'm sure you've noticed that, I thought I'd start today with a book mainly for girls, but hopefully I'll find some really good ones along the way. The book I'm going to read today is called Junie B. Jones. Junie B. Jones and Her Big Fat Mouth. Oh my goodness. Have you ever gotten in trouble for having a big fat mouth? I certainly have, but don't tell anybody. Okay. My name is Junie B. Jones. The B stands for Beatrice, except I don't like Beatrice. I just like B, and that's all. I go to kindergarten. My room is named Room 9. There are lots of rules in that place, like no shouting, no running in the hall, no butting the other children in the stomach with your head. My teacher's name is Mrs. She has another name too, but I just like Mrs., and that's all. Last week, Mrs. clapped her loud hands together. Then she made an announcement to us. A announcement is the school word for telling us something very important. Boys and girls, may I have your attention, please, she said. Today is going to be a special day in Room 9. We're going to be talking about different careers that you can have when you grow up. Yeah, only guess what, I said. I never even heard of that dumb word, careers, before. And so I won't know what the heck we're even talking about. Mrs. made squinty eyes at me. A career is a job, Junie B., she said. And please raise your hand before you speak. Then Mrs. talked some more about careers, and she said Monday was going to be called Job Day. And everybody in Room 9 would come to school dressed up like what kind of job they wanted to be. After that, Room 9 was very excited, except not for me, because I had a big problem, that's why. Yeah, only guess what, I said. I don't know what I want to be when I grow up. And so that means I can't come to school on Monday. And now I'll probably flunk the kindergarten class. Hooray, shouted a mean boy named Jim. I made a fist at him. How'd you like a knuckle sandwich, you big fat Jim? I shouted right back. Mrs. came over to my table. She bended down next to me. Please, Junie B., you simply must try to control yourself better in class. We've talked about this before, remember? Yes, I said nicely. Only I hate that dumb guy. Just then, my bestest friend, Lucille, who sits next to me, stood up and fluffed her ruffly dress. I always control myself, don't I, teacher? She said. That's because my Nana taught me to act like a little lady. And so Junie B. Jones should act more like me. I made a growly face at her. I do act like a little lady, you dumb bunny, Lucille. And don't say that again or I'll knock you on your can. Mrs. did a frown at me. Just kidding, I said very quickly. Except for Mrs. kept on frowning, and then she gave me punishment. Punishment is the school word for sitting at a big table all by yourself. And everybody keeps on staring at you, and it makes you feel like P.U. That's how come I put my head down on the table, and I covered it up with my arms. 'Cause punishment takes the friendly right out of me. And so at recess, I did not speak to Lucille. And I didn't speak to my other best of friend named Grace either. I just sat down in the grass all by myself. And I watched janitor paint the litter cans. And I played with a stick and an ant, and that's all. I hate room 9, I said very grumpily. Except for just that then I saw something very wonderful in the grass, and its name was 2 cherry lifesavers. Hey, I love those guys, I said. Then I picked one up, and I blowed off the germs, and I put it right in my mouth. Wait, don't do that, shouted a loud voice at me. Spit that out at once. I turned my head. It was the janitor. He was running at me speedy quick. His jingly keys were jangling all over the place. Spit that out, I said, he yelled again. Boy, Junie B is in trouble all the time. And so then I spit the cherry lifesaver on the ground because the guy was scaring me, that's why. Janitor bended down next to me. I didn't mean to frighten you, sis, he said, but I spotted a bunch of dirty candy in the grass and I was going to clean it up when I finished painting. He looked serious at me. Don't you ever eat anything you find on the ground, do you hear? Not ever. But I blowed off the germs, I told him. Janitor shook his head. You can't blow germs off. Eating things that you find on the ground is very, very dangerous. Then Janitor picked up the dangerous candy. Now, you run along and play, he said. I did a big sigh. Yeah, only I can't, I said, because I shot off my big fat mouth in kindergarten, and then I got punishment. And now I hate my bestest friend, Lucille. Janitor smiled a little bit sad. Life is hard sometimes, isn't it, sis? He said. I bobbed my head up and down. Yes, I said. Life is P.U. Then Janitor patted my head and he walked away. And so, guess what? I just like Janitor, and that is all. That's all I'm going to read today to see how you all like it. Hopefully tomorrow we can go on with the next chapter, which is called The Cop and Dr. Smiley. Y'all have a good night tonight. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.